Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to another two-player co-op Quick Hits edition. As always, I'm one of your hosts here, Kevin, along with my brother from my mother, Sean.
How we doing?
We doing good.
Yeah.
What's up? So if you caught our podcast earlier this week, we ran through what our top 5 games of 2016 were. Now, what we want to do is kind of take a look back at 2016 as a whole, run through the year, see what happened. There were definitely some highs and some lows and some in-betweens, as you would expect, throughout the year. Video game-wise, we're not going to talk other thing. You all right in there?
I thought I was stepping on something, and I was. It was my shoelace.
Oh, well, that'll do it. Run through what happened in the world of video games in 2016, give our quick thoughts on it and everything. Before we look ahead to 2017, we might do that next week. We'll look ahead to what's to come in 2017. But the reason I want to do this, I thought 2015 would be a hard year to beat in video games. One of the best years ever.
Why is
critically
that?
speaking, Metal Gear Solid 5 came out, but I mean there was Witcher and there was a lot of other things that happened. 2016, a lot of people say it's one of the best years ever, and I'm like, I don't think it really was.
It was good.
There was a lot that came out in 2016. So
Still got that eyelash.
if you watched the
in your eye.
podcast a couple days ago, 2 days later, I still got this eyelash bothering me. I'll try to fight through it. January 13th, Leslie Benzies leaves Rockstar after a 16-month sabbatical. He was the grandfather of Grand Theft Auto, or the Godfather is what I meant to say.
The great Grand Theft Auto father.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I don't know how much input he really had into Rockstar 5, Grand Theft Auto 5. I think he was removed from it and everything, but it's going to be interesting to see where Grand Theft Auto goes with 6 without Leslie Benzies at the helm.
I mean, if he didn't have that much involvement in 5, then I think
they're on the
we're
right
in
path.
good shape.
My favorite Grand Theft Auto game. I forgot. Did you like that better than Vice City, or is Vice City your favorite?
I never really played Vice City. I played 3.
Or 3,
I basically never played San Andreas. I played Vice City very little, and I owned 3, but never got super far into it. I owned 4. Hey, Nico!
Do you want to go play the darts?
Never got too far into that either. I mean, 5 was by far my favorite. Like,
Yeah.
not even the same universe as the other ones.
Agreed. There were some big releases in January. Gone Home Console Edition. Y'all know my thoughts. I'm not going to go into it here. That Dragon Cancer. Whew. Oxenfree, a game I've heard a lot about. Never really gave it a shot yet. Mario and Luigi Paper Jam? You never got that, did you, on your 3DS?
I don't think I got any new 3DS games this year. I think I would like that.
Yeah. It's up your... I mean, it's the...
I only played the original Mario and Luigi, but I've loved all the Paper Mario games, and nice crossover there. I think that would be awesome.
And, of course, The Witness came out on PlayStation 4. February 8th, game trailers closed up shop. I can remember watching game trailers for probably as long as the internet has been around, I think.
Yeah.
But it's one of those when your name is game trailers, you can't ever really rebrand and call yourself something different. But then it's like, well, I go to IGN for trailers, or I just go to other... It's tough. So they closed up shop. That sucked. But Brandon Jones, who was the most recognizable guy from game trailers, he formed Easy Allies and did the Patreon thing and everything, and he's been doing great since then. February. It's almost every month where we're going to go through these releases of games and stuff where they were a big month. February, if you listen to our or watched our top 5 games of 2016, you'll know about Firewatch. Came out in February on PlayStation 4 and PC. Later came out on Xbox finally. Street Fighter V came out. My most disappointing game of last year. Rocket League hit Xbox One, which was a huge, huge deal. I Am Setsuna came out. Far Cry Primal, which was a big hit out of nowhere that people really liked it. I don't think Ubisoft even really knew what they had on their hands with Far Cry Primal, but
Right.
people love that game. Super Hot came out, which is the game where you can stop time and first-person shooter that seems really cool. I've just never had a chance to play it. Stardew Valley came out, and the world was taken by storm, on PC at least.
Yep.
Are you going to get it on PlayStation 4? You're obviously busy.
I went back and started a new game in Harvest Moon
Okay.
months ago, and just never really got back into it. It's just, I forgot how it's very slow moving. It's fun once you get more into it, but it didn't quite hold up to how I remembered it. But I also may just not have given it enough time. Stardew Valley, I'm definitely interested in. It's basically that. I think it also starts kind of slow from what I've heard.
Yeah.
But it's basically Harvest Moon with actual, albeit, basic and not much of it. But there's some fighting. There are enemies. It's not literally just farming. It sounds like something I would enjoy. I'll probably bite the bullet at some point and get it. The other one I need to play is I Am Setsuna. There's no doubt in my mind I would like that game. It's expensive. I think it's like $40 or something.
$40. Yeah.
It seems like the kind of game that should be like $20. And if
I
it
think
ever
was
goes
on
on sale,
it was on a sale some point this month with Sony's holiday sale for like $24, $25. I think
really?
26,
Maybe
something
I
like
missed out
that.
on that. If I ever see it on sale for like 20, I'll get it in a heartbeat.
This feels like a game that could end up. Well, I say that the PS Plus games suck most of the time. This feels like it could end up as a PS Plus game.
Maybe. I would love that, but
The other thing, the Stardew Valley thing, I don't think it's going to come to Vita because Vita's pretty much, it is what it is at this point. That seems like that was made to be on the Vita.
that's a game you need to be able to pick up and play on the go. Absolutely.
And not just have to sit down and take
not just
set
park
aside
yourself
time
in front of a
everything.
TV.
Yep. Like if you're on lunch at work or something, go and do your farming and get some beets. And
Are you bringing your Vita to work?
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
My lunch breaks need to be getting my lazy ass into the gym. I've been paying. I haven't gone since Cancun. $20 a month, and I'm not even.
That's
using
fine.
it.
I signed up for kickboxing a couple months ago and I haven't been yet.
The Brittany stuff.
But they only opened less than a month ago, and I've
Okay.
been sick and it's been the holidays. But I'd like to maybe go this week, but
excuses are awesome.
we'll see.
March 28th saw the release of Oculus Rift, the first of the 3 main VR headsets that are out now. Came out on the 28th, and a bunch of games came out along with it. Then on March 31st, Sega purchased Atlas, which had a lot of people worried about what would happen with Persona 5, but Sean and I both are hoping for the same thing. Really has nothing to do with Sega, although the game came out on the Sega Genesis.
Right.
Atlas, please. You saw how big Oceanhorn was. You know how good Link Between Worlds was. There is still a place for top-down Zelda-like games. Give us Crusader of Senti 2.
Or just do Crusader
Or just
Senti
do
remaster.
Remaster. I'd friggin' love
Like,
it.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
Oh, God. I would pay... No, I mean, it wouldn't be a AAA release, but like, I'd pay $30 for that.
I'd pay 30 for it. Yeah, better than like the hundreds you'd have to pay to get an actual copy of it.
You
on
literally
eBay.
have to pay $500 or $600 to get a copy of that, I think. Of course, you can emulate it, but that's illegal, and we do not condone that.
Don't do that.
On 2-player co-op. Game releases, again, a big month. Now, I'm not going through, obviously, I'm not going through every game that was released every month. Just the big ones that actually matter to us or might matter to you out there.
Yep.
Excuse me.
What?
Broverse came out on PS4. We both love the game. It was in both of our top 5 games of the year. Twilight Princess HD. Again, I said this was kind of the year of Zelda for me, going back and playing the Zelda games that I missed out on. The Division came out in March. Came out to a lot of fanfare. I played the beta, didn't really care for it. It seems like a lot of people played it, kind of got sick of it, and then here in the last month they released the survival mode for it, and people are all about the Division again.
Really? I was going to say, I didn't even know about that, but I feel like that's a game that came out to some pretty good fanfare, and then I just never heard about it again.
It's the ice. That's what that is. We thought we had a Demogorgon in the wall.
It's just ice.
If you didn't watch the podcast, I finally watched Stranger Things, so I've got Demogorgons on the mind. Shadow Complex Remastered came out for Xbox One. I was jealous because we wouldn't get it on PlayStation for a couple more months. And Capcom started re-releasing the 3 latest Resident Evil games, 4, 5, and 6. They started in March by releasing Resident Evil 6, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. You played through 4 a million times.
Yep.
You bought 5 again. I don't think you beat it.
Haven't beaten it yet.
Any interest in going back to play 6 also?
No, especially after 5 didn't even quite hold up to what I remember. I know 4 is the best. I remembered 5 being a prettier, but not quite as good 4. And it's prettier, but I don't know why. It's just a huge step back for me. And I don't know why. It's really, the gameplay is no different. Like but something about it just doesn't, I don't know. It's not as good as I remember. It's not bad, but I'm almost positive 6 is even worse than 5.
Yeah, everybody
and so
says
5 isn't even that great, at least compared to how I remember it. I have no desire to play 6 at all. But at least that would be new. I've played through 5 before, so maybe that's part of it.
Right.
But no, nothing
6,
about 6.
It just takes the run and gun. It's not even Resident Evil anymore.
Right.
Which is why I'm so interested to see what Resident Evil 7 ends up being. April 1st, Sony Interactive Entertainment was formed. Sony Computer Entertainment and Sony Network Entertainment merged to become Sony Interactive Entertainment. The whole point with them doing stuff like this is PlayStation's the only part of Sony that makes any money.
Right.
So they want to get as many things under that umbrella as they can to make their bottom lines look better. Really means nothing to us gamers. It's just, merging and changing names and stuff. On the 5th of April, the HTC Vive VivoVum was released. A bunch of games obviously came out.
Do we know?
With that.
But seriously, do we even know how this is pronounced?
It is Vive.
It's
yeah.
Vive.
It's the Vive.
It should be Vive.
Vive. Vove. Thank you. On the 18th of April, GameStop kind of shocked the world and announced they were forming Game Trust to publish video games. I think their first game was Song of the Deep, I want to say. I thought it was Abzu, but I looked it up and that was not right. I think it was Song of the Deep. On the 20th of April, Microsoft officially discontinued production on the Xbox 360. I don't think that's happened yet with the PlayStation 3. Game releases for April. Quantum Break, which was a huge disappointment on Xbox One. Some people liked it, but a lot of people were very, very disappointed with that. Ratchet & Clank came out for the PlayStation 4. We also saw the Ratchet & Clank movie came out. One did really well. One did not do so well. Star Fox Zero and Star Fox God were
Star Fox God.
Star Fox God were released for the Wii U. Most people absolutely hated that game. The fact that you cannot turn off motion controls, I still to this day do not understand why you did that, Nintendo. I don't know what you're going for there. Alienation came out on PS4 by Housemarque, the people that did Resogun. I never got around to playing that. I heard at the beginning it was eating a lot of people's saves and stuff. There was a lot of issues with it. I never got around to playing that, but it would have been fun. And what everybody says is the game of the year on the Vita, which I need to get at some point, Severed was also released. A dungeon crawler first-person game where you fight enemies by using the touch screen on your Vita, and you have to sever their limbs, certain limbs of the enemy. And it's in the style. It's by the people who did Guacamelee, Drinkbox games. So it's that same, but it's in a different. It's not like a sequel or even in that world,
Right. Yeah.
but you sever limbs, and that's how you get upgrades and stuff like that. It's supposed to be awesome. And they say you can beat it platinum it in like 6-7 hours, and it's completely worth it. So that was on sale this month. I didn't know I was going to get a Vita for Christmas for sure, so I didn't buy it. I had already bought enough Vita games before even having a Vita. I didn't want to buy another one, but that's one I'm definitely going to check out at some point this year. Any thoughts on April?
The only one, none of these games really stood out to me. I saw you play Ratchet and Clank or The Boys, or I saw somebody play it, and it's beautiful. Star Fox, I've just never really been a big fan of, personally. I never really got into them. And then, the other ones I just don't really know too much about. I'd heard of Severed. I've heard nothing but good things, but...
Yeah. I'm going to play that game at some point this year. But I got to play Adventures Mana first, then I got to go back and play Uncharted Golden Abyss, which Colin and Greg just put out a podcast, P.S. I Love You, ranking the top 10 Vita games of all time. And it ended up... So they each had their own top 10 list. Number 1 got 10 points, 2 got 9 points, blah, blah,
they
blah.
combined them.
Uncharted was number 1 Vita game of all time. They both had it right near the top, and it ended up their overall number 1. I got to play that. You can get it on Amazon for like $17. And of course... You know me, I like physical media.
But is it a true Uncharted game?
Yeah. They said it's better than Uncharted 1, hands down. Not as good as 2, 3, or 4.
But where does it fall?
Between 1 and 2. Okay. Like it's canon. It's not made by Naughty Dog. It's made by Sony Bend. But it is a canon Uncharted game between 1 and 2. I cannot... that's... I'm playing all these games I downloaded for free and stuff, or purchased previously, but I'm definitely going to move on to Uncharted pretty soon.
Yeah.
And then maybe Mana after that. May. On the 10th, Avalanche was shut down by Disney. This made a lot of people sad because that meant that was the end of Disney Infinity. Disney also said they'd no longer be self-publishing games. They would contract them out like Lego Force Awakens and stuff like that. And on May 18th, IGN purchased the assets of Game Trailers, which we said was shut down in February. I don't know if they ever really did anything with that. I don't think I've seen any Game Trailers content on IGN.
Right.
Maybe it's there and you just have to search for it. I don't know. But it's good that their stuff lives on because they did a lot of great work over there. May. Battleborn came out. So did Overwatch. How do you think Battleborn did? You tried to out Overwatch, and you got completely shut down. The game's free to play now. Nobody plays it. It's just what a colossal train wreck. That I would love to know how many millions of dollars that game lost. Shadow Complex Remastered came to PlayStation 4. I played through that very quickly because Uncharted 4 also finally came out. If you watched our Games of the Year episode, you know Uncharted 4 was my Game of the Year.
So you had a lot of Nolan North in May.
I had a lot of Nolan North, and like we said, playing through it. I mean, you played through it too. He's doing
He's
Drake.
not,
Yeah. Nolan North was also. I'm sure we've talked about this before. In Last of Us, he was the creepy guy, the cannibal. That was Nolan North, so he can do the non-Drake voice. Isn't that crazy?
I mean, I can't picture what he sounded like, but
In the snow
I do.
and all that.
Yeah. I just can't.
He sounded nothing like Nathan Drake.
Huh.
Nolan North, you're awesome. I'm glad you won the Game Award for Best Performance. Doom came out. A lot of people's Game of the Year again. It didn't show up on any of our lists because we didn't play it other than I played the demo. I feel like at some point that's a game I'll pick up and be like, oh my God, why did I wait to play this? Because the original Doom and like Doom 2 and Final Doom, basically they're all the same game to me. So much fun, and that's why first-person shooters are what they are.
Right.
And this recaptured that magic. I can't wait. At some point I'll play that. Like I said, Overwatch came out. Sorry, Battleborn. And both of us were so disappointed when Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutants in Manhattan came out. And it sucked.
Yeah, you look at May. I mean, you got 3 Game of the Year candidates.
Yeah.
Depending on who you talk to.
Yeah.
Between Uncharted, Overwatch, and Doom, those 3 are probably Game of the Year on many people's lists.
Yep.
And then you got Battleborn and TMNT. I mean, 2 pretty just bad failures. And then Shadow Complex, which I think kind of just... I mean, it was just been out on Xbox, years, right?
Yeah. It came out on the original Xbox like either
Original Xbox?
6? No, Xbox 360.
Okay,
It was 09.
yeah.
I think it was 09. It might have been 06. It might be 10 years old at this point. I'm not sure.
Wow.
I hope they do a true sequel to that game.
Yeah, I mean, that game came out kind of just... I mean, it was a remaster, so not a lot of fanfare there, but I was not familiar with it at all. So to me, it was basically a brand new game, and I loved it. That was a lot of fun playing through that.
June, of course, is E3 month, which was held between the 14th and the 16th this year. Microsoft, their biggest announcement, of course, they announced Scorpio. They actually got people pumped up, which Sony would not do with the PlayStation 4 Pro. We'll learn a lot more about that this year also, of course. Nintendo finally put a name and name on. I hate when I try to combine these sentences like this. They showed extensive gameplay and everything for Zelda Breath of the Wild. They did a whole Treehouse Live thing where they were showing gameplay all day, and they actually said the name is Zelda Breath of the Wild. We both are over the moon excited for it. Probably our most anticipated game of the year for 2017, along with the system it's coming out on.
Yep. God, that's coming up. Oh, when's the Nintendo thing? Next week?
10 days from when we're recording this. Got to figure out if we can do a live stream for that. We might do a live stream. Probably not going to work. We're definitely going to record an episode right after. Sean will probably... You need to come over and watch it, and then we'll record an episode
when is it?
After. The 12th, Thursday. At 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. It's not going to be long, because... Anyways. Yeah. Sony had, like we both agreed, probably the best E3 conference we have ever seen. They debuted the new God of War. We saw Days Gone. Last Guardian actually got a release date, which of course got delayed. We saw Resident Evil 7 for the first time. Hard to believe. It seems like we would have seen it before then. But all this Resident Evil stuff has started since E3. And Kojima unveiled Death Stranding. Man. One of the most memorable E3s of all time for me, for sure.
I mean, even just... Well, I mean, Breath of the Wild, obviously that's big, but even just Sony's portion. Sony's portion alone makes that one of the bigger ones ever.
One thing I forgot to say for Microsoft, too, they did the thing that I wish Sony would do. Of course, now I got a blue controller and a white controller, and I love them. They did the whole, I don't even know what they call it, Xbox Studio or something like that, where you can control, you can design with all these almost limitless combinations. You can design your own controller and get it engraved and stuff. That's so cool. Sony should have done something like that. Good job by you, Microsoft. On the 21st, Supercell, the Clash of Clans developer, was acquired for
That's insane.
$8.6 billion. Not yen, dollars. The 25th, we both got super hyped because we made our YouTube debut right after this also.
Yep.
But the 25th was Sonic's 25th anniversary. Oh, I just realized the 25th was the 25th anniversary. And they unveiled Sonic Mania. That might be, depending on when God of War comes out, that might be my second most anticipated game. Because that is Sonic like we remember it.
Yeah.
I cannot wait. Good. I pre-ordered the collector's edition. I can't wait to get that thing and play that game. Oh, we're going to do Let's Plays like crazy on that game. I cannot wait to play that. Also, June saw the release of Mirror's Edge Catalyst. Y'all said you want another Mirror's Edge, and then nobody bought it, so you're never going to get another one. Kirby Planet Robobot. Yes, I said that right. Planet Robobot came out on 3DS. Nick absolutely loves that game.
Does he?
He's getting into Pokemon now. He's to the point where he's getting addicted to catching Pokemon and battling and stuff. Baby's first RPG. It's going to be so funny like 10 years from now if he's playing Final Fantasy 17 or something. Yeah. All because of, he got Pokemon Sun for Christmas. Probably the most disappointing, well, either this or No Man's Sky, the most disappointing game. Neither of us really cared about it because we're not super Mega Man fans. Mighty Number 9 came out, and there's literally nobody liked this game. Inafune has taken a big hit. I don't know if the Capcom's ever going to make another Mega Man game, but if they do and it's without Inafune, maybe it's not a bad thing. Mighty Number 9 sucked. And when Colin Moriarty says it's horrible, and he's the biggest Mega Man fan on the planet.
What is the problem with this game? Like, how do you screw that game up?
I don't know, but he did. It's not fun. They try to build it up like it's the new Mega Man, but it's just not. It's all about high score and stringing stuff together and dashing and stuff.
Okay,
and
yeah.
It's just not. It's not Mega Man. Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens came out, supposed to be really, really good. Resident Evil 5 came out on PlayStation 4 and Xbone. And Inside launched on the Xbone. That's a game I need to go back and play. Came out on PlayStation 4 much later in the year, but that's another game that's going to be on a lot of people's Game of the Year list that I definitely missed out on, but I want to play through it. Limbo was fine. I never finished it. I didn't feel the need to. But Inside seems like a lot of people really, really like it.
Yeah, that's the only one that jumps out at me from this month is Inside. I'd like to play it, but if I never play it, I don't think I'm going to lose any sleep over it.
Right.
But, yeah.
July 8th, Adam Boyes, the VP at Sony, left to go to an indie game developer. I don't know if he ever said which developer he went to. Adam Boyes, you've seen him at E3 conferences before and everything. He's a fat white guy, and he always is great on interviews. And Sony has so many faces. Like, they've got Shuhei, and they've got Gio Corsi, and they had Adam Boyes, and even Sean Layden is kind of growing on me. He's kind of a goober. And good old Andrew House. Like, they have so many, like, Xbox just has Phil Spencer, and they don't have anybody else that I associate with Xbox. Sony had a lot of faces, and one of them left this year, and that was a big loss for Sony, I would say.
Yeah. July
also saw the release of the biggest mobile game probably ever released until December came around, Pokemon Go. We both downloaded it. I played it for a little bit, and then I was like, this is dumb. I felt weird going to the gym and like, oh, there's a Pokemon. I'm not taking your picture. I'm sorry. This is weird. I need to stop playing Pokemon
I don't
Go.
Get it. Interesting concept, but I don't think it's meant for us.
No, it's not. Inside came out on PC. Adrift, Sean's favorite walking/floating simulator, came out on PlayStation 4. And Monster Hunter Generations, I know that's a big deal to people. I've never gotten the whole Monster Hunter thing, but that came out on the 3DS. I know that was a big deal to people that like Monster Hunter. August 2nd saw the release of the Xbox One S. Hey, that actually plays 4K Blu-rays, unlike a system we'll talk about later on. Much smaller, sleeker, more powerful than the original Xbox One for a cheaper price. Microsoft, you nailed it. Microsoft had a really good year.
Yeah.
Like Sony owned E3, but Microsoft might have had the better year overall.
Yeah, probably.
As far as games released, Abzu came out, which, like a lot of people have said, we already had Journey, so we don't need Abzu. Telltale Batman Episode 1 came out, and it would release every month after that, so I don't need to talk about that every month. Tricky Towers came out on PlayStation 4. We had some fun with that. That was a PS Plus game. But I
like that one.
It's not one we ever went back to. Overcooked came out. Overcooked is a game we would have a blast with doing couch co-op. Have you seen this?
I've seen. Yeah, I haven't played it. I've seen
No.
it. It looks fun.
I also could see friendships and marriages ending because of this game.
Now,
You're
has
yelling
that
at each
been-
other like, give me lettuce. I need lettuce for this burger.
Now, if that's ever a PS Plus game,
We will be all over it. Yeah, it hasn't been PS Plus yet, but I would love it. August saw the release of what's either the most disappointing game of the year or the second most in No Man's Sky. There's nothing else to say. Sean Murray, you're a liar. I'm sure you're a good guy, but man, you let the hype train get completely out of control with No Man's Sky. Metroid Prime Federation Force came out on 3DS, which pissed a lot of people off when it was announced because they weren't getting a real Metroid game. But then it turned out the game was actually pretty good, I guess. I haven't played it. I don't care about a multiplayer Metroid game. But the people that actually played it said, well, it's actually pretty good. It's not the Metroid game we wanted, but it's still pretty fun.
yeah.
Deus Ex Mankind Divided came out. A lot of people, again, that'll be on some Game of the Year list for sure. Madden came out as it does every year. Inside finally came out on the PlayStation 4, which is cool because a lot of people thought that wasn't going to come out for like a year after it came out on Xbox One. Like Limbo took forever to come to PlayStation. King of Fighters 14 came out. I played the demo for it. It's fine, but I'd rather just have a new Fatal Fury game. That might get me interested. And Resident Evil 4 came out on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, completing the trilogy of games re-released by Capcom. Awesome. I played it for the first time. I see what I was missing for these 11 years or whatever it's been. Fantastic games. So much fun. So stressful. Not survival horror as it was in the first one, but survival horror for a new generation, I guess I would call it.
It was like, I would almost say it almost takes the survival aspect out of it. It's almost just like action. It's almost just action horror or something. Not really survival horror.
Yeah.
I don't know. Awesome game, but quite a departure from the previous ones.
Yep. I'm glad I finally played it, though. So happy I finally played it. Let's go into September. On the 13th, Xbox announced Xbox Play Anywhere, crossplay with Windows 10, which most of their first-party games you can play. You can buy it on Xbox, and you can also play it on PC. Pretty cool. Again, like I said, Xbox had a really, really good year, and they really... I don't know that they closed the gap, but they definitely... They beat PlayStation in sales a few months also.
Yep.
And on the 15th, the PlayStation 4 Slim was released. We also, on that same day, had Tokyo Game Show 2016. We got our first glimpse at gameplay of the new MGS. Not Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Survive. That game's got to be coming out pretty soon. I'm sure it's done because all they did was take 5 and just put stupid ass like
Zombies.
horn zombies in it.
Yeah.
Not horny, horn. You should have just put, if you want to do a co-op Metal Gear game, just put co-op in a Metal Gear Solid 5 and let me play with this guy and take missions on with him instead of fighting stupid ass zombies with their friggin' crystal friggin' horns sticking out of their head and you're stabbing them and you're putting up stupid fences and crap like this. I hate you, Konami. Unless you release Metal Gear Solid 3 remaster, which I know it's still coming. There's no way you did the pachinko. There's no way all those beautiful cutscenes are just for pachinko. I know it's coming. Do the right thing, and then I'll like you again. By the way, I think it is pretty... I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Sidebar. It's kind of asinine for me to say I'm never going to... I don't ever want a new real Metal Gear game because Kojima's not involved. There's no other game series other than Zelda, because Aonuma has been there in some form or fashion throughout the whole series. It's not like... I mean, I'll just guess. I don't think the director of Super Metroid was the director of Metroid, or was the same director as Metroid Prime. Like, all great games. Or
But
Halo
Metal Gear
1
is
through
Metal
5.
Gear mainly because of the story. You need somebody to tell that story, and I don't think anybody besides Kojima does that. They may make fun games, but I don't think it's going to have that same feel to it.
Right.
But, no, I mean, who knows?
I mean, it might not ever matter. We might never get a real another
Well-
Metal Gear game, but...
Yeah.
All right, so games released. Mother Russia Bleeds came out on PC. We've got to play
gotta
that
play
game.
this
We've
one,
got to
yeah.
play that game. Ocean Horn was released, and God, it's so good. It was on
Really
both of our top 5 lists. Love that game. Can't wait to play it again on Vita. They tweeted me last week. It is coming out Q1 of this year, 2017. Cannot wait to play through that again. BioShock Collection came out. Pac-Man Championship Edition. Looks like a lot of fun. I wish it was 2 players. If it was 2 players, we would have downloaded it and played it already. The Witness was released on the Xbone. NBA 2K17 was released. Always probably next to FIFA, probably the best-selling game of the year. I think it sells more than Madden. Firewatch came to the Xbox One. So happy for everybody at Campo Santo and everything that they've been able to accomplish with that game. They're 100% deserving of it. Virginia came out. It's one of those games I missed out on. Another kind of walking simulator-ish kind of game. And of course, the 2 big soccer games came out also, FIFA 17 and PES 2017. October saw the release of PlayStation VR on the 13th and all the games that came out with that. The 25th was Tomb Raider's 20th anniversary. Games released. October was crazy.
Big month.
Let me take a breath. Oh, God.
Excuse me.
Here comes the sneezing fit.
No, that's the only one.
All right. Yeah, right. Mafia 3, Paper Mario Color Splash came to Wii U. Dragon Quest Builders, which Noah got for Christmas and he absolutely loves. I'll leave. I'm not going to cut. This is just funny. I'll leave it in there. Duke Nukem 20th Anniversary came out. Gears of War 4 came out. Rise of Tomb Raider 20th Anniversary Celebration came out on PlayStation 4. WWE 2K17 came out. Arkham VR and all the PlayStation VR games came out. Return to Arkham Collection finally came out after getting delayed. Battlefield 1. Civ 6 came out.
There you go.
Again, those 2 are going to be battling on... Civ 6 is going to win Game of the Year awards. I've never played any... Have you played any of the Civ games?
Nope.
Okay. I prefer SimCity. World of Final Fantasy came out. Titanfall 2 came out, and Skyrim Remastered came out. October was a crazy month. Not as crazy as this guy's sneezing attacks, though. You good?
For now.
November 10th saw the release of the PlayStation 4 Pro. I mean, whatever. If my PlayStation dies, which... I have noticed that my PlayStation 4 has been having issues. I'm just going to talk to the camera. My PlayStation 4 has been having issues reading DVDs. Not Blu-rays, but DVDs. It's like I have to restart it to get it to recognize the DVD sometimes. So if it's dying...
If I'm dying...
If it does die, I will buy a PlayStation 4 Pro in your name if you die. November, of course, is always big. We saw Call of Duty Infinite Warfare released. Mario Party Star Rush came out on 3DS. I don't understand the draw of Mario Party games on the 3DS. I would have to have like 4 people I know with 3DSs to make it worth it.
Right.
Thank you for your insight.
But, I mean, you, me, and Nick all have a 3DS.
But
we
that's
have
3
three-
copies. That's
Wow.
$120
Yeah.
of games.
That's true.
If you could buy one and just do a link cable or whatever, like back in the good old days,
Yeah. I forgot
that'd be
about
something
that.
else.
That makes it difficult.
Dishonored 2 came out and nobody bought it. Some people think it's game of the year. Nobody played it. Watch Dogs 2 came out, and that really breaks my heart that it didn't do very well sales-wise. But again, look at all these games that's coming out right after or right before. One of the biggest games of the year, Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon, also came out in November. And then right at the end, this guy's game of the year, Final Fantasy 15, was finally released. December 1st saw the Game Awards 2016 go down. Kojima won the Industry Icon Award. Keighley gave his heartfelt speech. People still believe in the Ruse Cruise. Whatever. We'll talk about that here in a minute. And we got a new DS trailer. That's what I wrote. Death Stranding trailer with the Mads. Everybody loves the Mads.
I love the Mads.
I just hate that I'm not going to play this game for 3 more years. Overwatch dominated, of course. It won Game of the Year there. It's going to win Game of the Year a lot of places, and it won a lot of awards at the Game Awards, and it'll win a lot throughout this next couple weeks or so. At least you're doing it when I take a pause. PSX 2016. Or do you got? Or is your mic good?
I just don't know if I could just turn this off.
You
when I
can.
sneeze.
It doesn't make a big noise, but I'm still probably going to go through on mine. The third and the fourth, PlayStation had PlayStation Experience 2016 in Anaheim. We saw the debut of Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, which I cannot wait to play. Oh, yeah. I'm going to get to play that pretty soon, I would think. Probably first half of this year. Can't wait. Plays Chloe. Nadine's in it also. No spoilers because it has nothing to do with Uncharted 4. Don't even worry about it. I cannot wait to play that. I love Chloe as a character. I can't wait to play it. We also got the announcement of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I'm not sure if I'm going to play that or not, especially since they're just going with the MCU as far as Marvel characters go, which means no X-Men. Pretty much kills that game for me in my mind, but we'll see.
I think it'd still be fun, but that
But I'd be
sucks.
buying it just to play as Ken and Ryu. But I can do it in Street Fighter V, and I don't even play that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to hurt for that.
The biggest reveal of PlayStation X, obviously, was Knack 2. No, that was revealed, but we finally we saw The Last of Us Part 2 in such a great debut trailer that it gave me goosebumps. I was almost in tears. So many theories about what's going on. I don't think Joel is dead. If Joel was dead, they wouldn't make it that obvious that he could be dead in the trailer. Uncharted. Naughty Dog is not going to give it away. There's no way Joel's dead. He may die, right?
Yeah.
But he ain't dead there. And they also said this is really just a tone piece. This isn't going to be in the game. That's something they made just to set the tone for what the game is and everything. We don't know if the guitar playing and everything will actually be in there. On December 16th, Robert tweeted me about the Ruse Cruise because Shinji Hirano became the CEO of Kojima Productions. He was formerly He was president of Konami Europe. It's not a Ruse Cruise. Again, if it is, I will jump my well, not naked because I can't put that on YouTube, but I will jump my butt into that ice cold pool whenever it's coldest after the ruse is revealed, which it won't be. There's no Ruse Cruise. Konami Europe, you think he had a lot to do with Kojima or just being the president of Konami Europe? I don't think so. Sorry, Robert. Love you, buddy. Game releases. December is usually a slow month, but we got Super Mario Maker for the 3DS. Mother Russia Bleeds came to PlayStation 4. We got to get that game. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was announced, was released during PlayStation Experience 2016, as was Lara Croft Go. We also saw the release of Dead Rising 4. The Last Guardian finally came out, as did Stardew Valley on PlayStation 4 and Xbone, as well as Super Mario Run. So 2016, lots of highs, lots of lows. There is a lot of really, really good games that got released this year. What are your overall thoughts?
I mean, definitely a big year. You can look back month by month and see maybe not Game of the Year candidates, but either a Game of the Year candidate or a game that you or I or both were super into in almost every month. I mean, January, I haven't really played any of these. Well, I played Gone Home, and we all know, I mean, I liked it. He didn't. But February, you have Firewatch, I Am Setsuna, Stardew Valley. March, you have Broforce, Twilight HD, Shadow Complex, Resident Evil 6. April, Ratchet and Clank. May, Uncharted 4, Doom, Overwatch. June, nothing big in June, but I mean, that was E3.
Right.
July, kind of an E3 hangover, not much going on there.
But you
Besides
did have Pokemon Go, right? It's a mobile game, but still.
Right. August, disappointment, but No Man's Sky. Resident Evil 4, we both loved. September, Firewatch came to Xbox. Okay, NBA 2K17 and the soccer games. Those are always big sellers. But Oceanhorn was huge for us. October had a whole bunch of games that we just...
October was absolutely insane. That I would like to go back to like 2015 and 14 and through the years and see if you've ever had a month that was that crazy. I'm sure some Novembers have had a few bigger games than that, but all those games I went through, to somebody, those games mean, other than like Duke Nukem, but like Gears of War 4, Mafia 3,
Titanfall
Dragon
2.
Quest Builders, Titanfall 2, Battlefield 1, Civ 6, Skyrim was re-released. I mean, and PlayStation VR. That's one of the craziest months I can ever remember in recent video game history.
Yep. November, we finally got Final Fantasy. December, not a whole lot, but we had
Normally isn't
PSX,
much.
so a lot of announcements. But God, I don't know. It's this year I've followed gaming more than probably any other year in my life because of this. So I'm obviously kind of biased, but it's just a huge year. I don't know that it's the biggest year ever, but
It was an amazing
certainly
year.
up there. I mean, 2017 looks like it's going to be. I mean, 2017 we have a new system coming out.
2.
So that
Scorpio 2.
yeah, but a
Right.
true new
A
system.
next step in the yeah.
Right. So I mean that's obviously always huge. Not to mention at the very least Zelda, some kind of new Mario game.
Sonic is going back to its roots.
Right. So
Metal Gear Survive.
maybe God of War 4.
Maybe.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see this time next year how 2017 compared to 2016, but I don't know that it'll top it. I think 2017 is going to be awesome.
It's going to
And
be
I think
awesome, but overall.
the Switch alone, I think, propels it.
God, I hope
up
it
there.
does. I hope it does. I really hope it does.
I mean, yeah,
hope you're
it could
doing
be
it right,
a-
Nintendo.
It
We'll
could
find
be
out here
a
in 10 days.
Colossal failure, but no, I'm very excited about 2017. I don't know that it'll top 2016, but it certainly has the potential.
Yep, and I think 2016 may have actually topped 2015. I think they might have been right. Let us know what you thought about the year in gaming of 2016. Let us know what you're looking forward to most in 2017. Like I said, we may tackle that next week as another quick hit edition. But until that time, Sean, go ahead and take us out.
No, I'm just kidding. Thank you for playing.
Thank you. No more sneezes.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.